Hi, beautiful ones. My intention with the Shamangelic Healing podcast is to be a platform that explores real-life issues and provides you with valuable insights and practical tools to support you on your journey of healing core wounds and reclaiming your power and manifesting a thriving, impactful life that you absolutely love. You see, it's my dream to inspire millions to shine. So if you find these topics valuable, please take a moment and share the podcast and leave us a rave review. This helps the podcast grow and reach the people that would greatly benefit from these insights. Thank you so much for tuning in and investing in your personal development. I'm right here walking this journey with you. So let's dive into this episode. Okay, let's dive into learning how to maintain clearer boundaries. And this is about respect and honoring this line that is delineating you from other people. Your emotions, their emotions. Your journey, their journey. Your opinions, their opinions. Your choices and what you choose to prioritize, your passion and your dreams, their passions, their dreams. And not where we have these blurry boundaries is where we tend to take on energy that isn't ours by reaching over that boundary, making other people's problems ours, and also when we're not honoring our boundary about what's ours and kind of dumping it over into other people's space. And so clear boundaries is about honoring this line. Your journey, their journey. Your choices, their choices. Your emotions, their emotions. Your opinions, their opinions. And this is so beautiful to reestablish this boundary here, because that's when we take on this heaviness and feel like, I've taken on everybody else's energy, and that's because you've allowed it. Or when somebody's disrespecting you, that's because you haven't honored this boundary. And so this is really about honoring and not taking on what isn't yours. And on this side of the fence, being a witnesser rather than an active participant in somebody else's story, so that you can stand on this side in your lane, on your side of the fence, is saying, I can witness what's happening over there on their side of the fence. And it's not about you. And you don't have to go fix it. And the truth is, you're not empowered to make the choice to make the changes. You can sit over here and judge, you can try to get them to wake up and change, and the reality is they're the only ones that can make a choice about what they're doing. And so watch the tendency to go over the fence and try to make somebody else's life, their heaviness, their burdens, yours, because that is where it's going to start to leak your energy. That's where it's going to start to feel heavy and overwhelming, not only for you, but for them too. And so watch this tendency to judge what somebody else is doing. And I realize you might not like their choices and or agree with them. And you don't have to like somebody else's choices to respect their right to choose it. You don't have to respect what they're doing to respect that they are in a classroom of their own creation. And their soul has created these experiences for them to learn, grow, and heal within, to experience what it is their choices are creating. And to give somebody the space, honoring that clear boundary, to learn, to grow, to fall, to get back up, to be stuck. And that is really a healthy, clear boundary, is to get back in your lane and stop making everybody else's business your business. I know this is a hard pill to swallow, but I realized that I was the energy vampire by crossing over that boundary, trying to take control of somebody else's addiction, somebody else's relationship choices, somebody else's finances, and realizing, you know what, that isn't my business. And I can deeply care, you can deeply care about your loved ones, but from your side of the fence, where you're not making their problems your problems, and you're not reaching over trying to control and manipulate their life, and give them the space to do it their way, even though you may not like it. And this is about learning how to honor your emotional body, especially when you're judging that somebody's making a choice you don't like. And back to you may have your emotional response about it and have that clear boundary to say, wow, I guess I need to process that I'm disappointed about what somebody else is doing on their side of the fence, that I don't like their choices. Now that's your emotional response to their experience, and you have the right to feel what you feel about that, and honor that and take care of your emotional body, and not throw that over to the fence, guilt, shame, blame, and manipulation, because now you become the energy vampire, pushing your emotional process onto somebody else, and learning how to honor that boundary that says, well, I'm accountable for my emotions. And whether they're accountable for their emotions or not, that's their choice. So watch the tendency to allow them to throw it over the fence, and you experience guilt and shame or blame for what you didn't create, and have a clear boundary there. When somebody's blaming, when somebody's disrespecting, when someone's throwing guilt over the fence, you can say, you know what, that isn't mine, I didn't create it. And you get to hold space for, honoring that, wow, that's their emotional body, that's their perspective. You don't have to agree with it, and you don't have to like it to say, you know what, I'm creating a clear boundary here that honors who I am, and acknowledges that I didn't create that emotional pain over there that you're blaming me for. And so learning how to honor that clear boundary here that establishes, wait, that isn't mine, so I don't need to take guilt and shame on about it. Hey, this is mine. Let me honor what is mine, and learning how to have a clear boundary that somebody else's judgments don't belong to me. Somebody else's opinions don't belong to me. Somebody else's emotional overwhelm are not my responsibility. And it doesn't mean that we don't care about our loved ones, our colleagues, our friends, our family, but that we're learning how to stay in our lane and on our side of the fence with it, that allows them, even if we don't like it or agree with it, their process, their opinion, and doesn't take it on as true for ourselves. Honoring that boundary that says, this is my truth, this is who I am, this is what feels right with me, these are my emotions, this is my path, this is my choice, and doesn't need to reach for validation or acknowledgement and acceptance. We cross this boundary over and over and over, seeking validation from somebody else that doesn't know our truth or maybe honor who we are, and getting mad that they aren't respecting us. And the truth is that resides on this side of the fence, to respect yourself, to have a clear boundary that this is your journey. It's not for everybody else to tell you how to live it. And your truth resides here in that listening. So clear boundaries is more about honoring self-respect and also respecting other people, even if you don't respect their choices. Super deep. And learning how to honor your own emotions when you are getting triggered by what is happening on the other side of the fence, politically, financially, emotionally, energetically. There's a lot of things happening in the collective and within your friends and family circles that are probably pretty intense, and learning how to keep your emotional center or get the support that you need so that you can stay centered on your side of the fence, so that when you are witnessing what's happening over there, your emotional body, your judgment isn't making it worse for them, and you're not taking it on as your own, and learning how to honor that emotional body that is your responsibility, that isn't your partner or your children or your parents' responsibility to fix. If your emotional body is in overwhelm, the clear boundary is to honor that and listen to that. What do I need to respect myself right now? So this is just a little reminder about clear boundaries to identify. The question here is, where might you be crossing that boundary and making somebody else's stuff yours? Where might you be allowing somebody else's judgments, somebody else's expectations, somebody else's emotional body to cross over into your domain? Where are you not honoring a respectful boundary for yourself by not communicating what is okay? This boundary is here, and if somebody keeps pushing it over, it's probably because we haven't established a clear boundary of what's okay and what's not okay. And like learning how to establish a clear boundary and communicate that, because we're teaching other people how to respect us. We're teaching other people how to communicate with us. And if we don't honor that clear boundary, of course they're going to push it over, and we can think that, oh, they're not respecting me. And the truth is, we're not respecting ourselves. How do we need to readjust and establish a boundary? So, hope you enjoyed this. Go forth and today and learn, like, see if you can practice where you might be crossing over and having unclear boundaries with other people, and have fun today practicing this. Love you. Bless you.